Wild.
All right, we live.
Oh, awesome.
Damn,
I mean,
no
we do this.
countdown on nothing.
Can I have my phone up too?
Yeah, you can have your phone up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want a little tripod
Is it
joint?
still getting me in the shots?
Yeah. Oh,
Cool.
in the shots. Yep. You're. Well, let's
Shout out
see,
to the west side. Up in the
West.
ditch.
I'm like
South
leaning
side?
back, so
Yeah, I'm gonna get you.
sit up a little better.
So we'll use 6 and 4.
Yeah.
6
All
and
right.
4. 6 and 4. And we in this bitch.
We in there. We in here
From psychedelics.
conversating, talking. High fidelics, psychedelics.
Yes, sir. So
Triacrylics.
I appreciate y'all tapping in. Oh shit! Let's get your phone set. You need a tripod?
Yeah.
I got like a joint we can just.
Oh, this
boop, boop.
nigga got multiple venues.
Yeah. Drop the pod on the pod.
Pod?
Drop the pod on the pod.
I kind of want to get my phone too, though.
Oh yeah.
I ain't got no service in this bitch.
Whoa.
Oh.
They blocking you like Walmart's.
What's wrong?
You know they be stopping you from looking up the coupons and shit because you know
I'm
you can do
dead,
the
nigga.
compare. So they be like they cut off your signal.
I'm dead.
They put you in a Faraday cage.
Not the Faraday cage.
Walmart. Cause.
Yeah. Run up in a Walmart if the lightning hit. You're safe.
Okay, I got the on me.
Yeah, so a lot of my stuff gets post edited. So I like to
Edited
take my
post?
time, like post edited. Like people will be able to watch my stuff live eventually, but then they're gonna have to be patient for the meat of the conversation to come.
Yeah.
Because people start off on live and they going all the way in. Like we live right now.
Yeah. That's like
Turn,
more
turn,
like
turn.
yeah.
I'm more conversational to the point where
Yeah,
like,
that's where I'm at with it.
yeah, I'm just more conversational with it to kind of figure out what I want to discuss with somebody.
Like,
Because
how
you can
doing?
go Annunaki level.
Annunaki.
And then,
Don't sleep.
you know what I mean?
They woke.
Sometimes you want to bring it back and just.
I don't be wanting to come back. When I go far,
Yeah.
I'll be looking for more time.
Yeah, real talk.
Shit.
Yeah, we shouldn't be dumbing down,
No,
what we know.
we should
mean-
never. I'm always like trying to slip down in my seat.
And kind of goes to what we were talking about outside. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people choose ignorance because
There we go.
it
Mhm.
keeps you away from responsibility.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
100% that.
Big facts. I got these sound effects. I'm just testing out. You know
These
what I'm
boys
saying?
got the,
Nah, you got them. That was right on time.
I just got
got
these
the
sound
drop
effects.
there.
Hey.
You feel me?
Well, see, look. The thing is, achievement has responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
And some people don't want to do what it takes to reach those things. And some people aren't okay with that within themselves. So then they beat themselves up for it, for the things that they don't achieve. Life is not necessarily a game in the sense of if you waste your time, you can get that back. It's a game in the sense of you have so much time and what you want to do with it can produce what you put your effort and energy into. So that, like a game, you'll always get points for showing up, at least that, and then doing over and above and on top of that will then give you more points and put energy out into this atmosphere to help you in other ways that you're trying to do things. So it's like, it's a game in that sense, but it's not a game.
I like calling the people out, though, that like to play like they're in the game.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Like there's people who act like they know what's going on and shit, but then when the spotlight on them, they go with the crowd.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's safe.
I agree with, it's safe.
They play safe.
It's safe.
They play the game safe. It's like, some people don't want their game on hard mode.
Yeah.
They want their game on easy. They want defined rules and sets to their game. We're all yes, I was born. And yes, I'm happy for the life I have. But I'm still subjected to every day until I'm dead.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that will happen. I don't really necessarily
So
Yeah.
I literally just
What?
talked about this yesterday.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
your life, right? Like, if you choose life every day,
Yeah.
that means you're chasing something.
Correct.
Now, with the opportunity, since nobody knows why we're here or how we got here, the only thing you know is that you were given a life.
Correct.
What better way to show gratitude than to be of service to others? You know what I mean? I mean, if nobody has the ability to be successful or whatever by yourself,
Correct.
you have to have an audience. You have to have a customer. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have somebody putting their hand, to you, like, yeah, I like what you're doing. This is great for me, and I get some of that. That's your service, no matter what it is, whether you helping an old white lady move across the street or you let your cousin borrow $5 that you may never see again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't dwell on what you're here to receive.
Yeah.
Because if you're thinking about what you receive and what you're going to get and what people owe you and shit, you're going to be always dissatisfied because you don't know how much another person has to give you.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I do not believe life is a transaction, but I do believe until you die, you will wake up. So, since we are going to wake up, you have a choice every day that you do. It seems simple, but yes, you're subjected to your life. I was born, I'm here, now we must figure it out. In that, we can appreciate our time of figuring it out, but we can also state that we have to either be here and choose how we want to do this thing in the confines of this society that's set and the rules that are here, or do we want to go GTA 5? You know what I mean? Like, you have choices. You're here, you're subjected. Now, how do you want to do this, right? And our conversation started about an individual who's choosing to, in a sense, go GTA 5.
You talking about, yeah.
Kanye 2024.
You talking about Dub 24. 20 Kobe. Okay.
Yeah.
So there is a double standard that should be addressed, and that is the idea of what's right, right? So you, to my extent, it may be different for somebody else, but I was taught that selfishness is always the bad thing. You know what I mean? Now, that's not to be confused with the modern day version of you have to take more care of yourself and you can't overextend yourself. But I think people never really found that gray line between that and being selfish. So that stops a lot of people from progressing because they may not have that gray line there for them to understand.
I think there's some things that we gotta define, like what is being altruistic, what is being helpful, what is doing what's in the best interest of everybody, every person, every human being, like what's in the best interest of every single person. And then we as the programming comes, we have an identity. You're born with this complexion in this neighborhood, in this economy, and your identity is being shaped by your environment, but then also the internal things you choose to bring in. And this is grounding you as a person. And so you've defined different causes and things you believe in. And it appears within the design of this system, there is a subjugation that was built on classism. Like, I think that's a fair thing that any person of any political party can see. Yeah. And it's like, well, what are we going to do to fix that? Well, the people that have all the money don't want to fix that because they want all the resources. So we're going against the design.
Now, of course, everything's theory. All right. Now, history says that, and not to get, we were talking about esoteric knowledge. So if you're talking about esoteric knowledge, then I'm assuming you're familiar with like stories like the big head scientist.
Yes.
You're familiar with that.
Yeah.
And you know his story is related to a book in the Bible, which is Jacob.
I've heard that correlation.
Yaqub is essentially Jacob in the Bible. Now, the only reason why I'm bringing that up is because at the end of the day, we were saying outside, the first thing what we can all agree on as humans in this world is that you were given a life. Not only were you given a life, you were given more to sustain your life until you had the ability to make decisions for yourself.
Yeah.
So essentially, the gratitude I was speaking about earlier should be you being of service to those around you or to something around you. If you go out into the middle of the woods, may you be planting trees.
Yeah.
Or spreading grass seed.
Big facts. Hey, real quick, I do things unorthodox. We're going to have everybody introduce themselves real quick. Bobbie Denims, we're going to start with you because you've been doing the least talking. And just tell everyone who you are, what you do, where you from, what you like to eat, drink, some things about you. How you feel, maybe how you feel about what we were just talking about.
Because she was definitely talking about all this stuff outside. She was definitely talking all that about outside.
She got on that camera. She being coy right now.
You can talk specifically about the YE person, because I know you had some comments about that. But let's just get your comments.
Okay. So if you don't know me, I'm Bobbie Denims. I am from South Phoenix, and I make music. You know,
you make great music.
Great music. Thank you.
Dope.
I was about to say, don't you got a button for that?
Yeah. She a spitter, yo.
Yeah. Hey. No, I'm not gonna do that. I was like, Earl, do you make music? And I was gonna do this.
Oh shit.
But that'll be hater because you make great music too, bro.
No, man.
I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater.
Throw that in the trash.
Okay, no jokes. All right, go ahead, Bob.
You got that old KF CD? Throw that away.
I don't even know where I'm gonna start. What do I eat? I'm extremely hard to feed now. Extremely hard to feed. I'm grain free. I don't. Everybody needs to quit grains. I will be getting into more of this later on for my followers on my page. I got a lot to tell y'all about. I know I've been quiet for a long time, but y'all, I'm back. But yeah, everybody should quit grains. Grains are destroying everyone. It's destroying our stomachs. It's extremely toxic. It is the common denominator amongst all autoimmune diseases. And autoimmune disease is just when your body attacks itself. Like it sees your body as the enemy. And that's because it causes inflammation. So I'm very hard to feed. I need some Whole30, no corn syrup, corn starch, no rice, no corn, no wheat, no rye, no barley, none of that bullshit.
Oh, he answered my question. I was about to say, what is it?
Yeah.
And it's all the good stuff.
There are excellent.
It's all the delicious food.
There's excellent substitutes. Like, you can do cassava flour tortillas. Don't be shaking your head. No. Don't be shaking your head. No, Amy.
We gotta be real.
What is
we gotta be real.
I got it.
I know.
I got a question.
What?
Is each person's body different to handle? Like, could a person be adapted to like wheat and gluten and stuff?
No.
So it's slowly killing everybody.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You got some facts on that?
Yes. I can give you links and all of that shit.
Okay. We're gonna throw some links up on the post edit.
Yeah.
At the bottom.
You can check out Dr. Peter Osborne.
Okay.
He actually teaches one of those free classes, and it breaks down the different scientific studies, and there's also this book. I don't have the name of it. It's at my house. But it is also about gluten, and it has some interesting fun facts in that book. Like, they discovered gluten was a thing back during the Holocaust. So that was very interesting.
Like experimentation and shit like that type?
Well, no. People would complain about GI issues. And then they starved them to death. And then when they would feed them pieces of bread, their stomachs would blow up like a balloon. And that's an abnormal reaction to have for your stomach. And then that's when they found out, oh, there's this thing called gluten,
Oh.
So it's not something that we've known about for like thousands and thousands of years. It's fairly like a newly discovered thing, which is why the information needs to be spread. So,
dang, thanks for sharing.
Yes, no tacos. No tacos. I'm sorry. We can do cassava flour tortillas or almond flour tortillas. There are, trust me, I got dupes. As you can tell, I'm a little heavy. You know, I'm a little thick. I still be eating. Don't sweat it. We got workarounds.
Okay, so there's alternatives for the foods we love still. They got like, okay, that's what's up.
So, I'm sorry. I tried Beyond Meats.
Beyond Meat is horrible. No one needs to eat Beyond Meat.
I'm just saying other variants of what they call the vegetarian substance. Or like other things that people don't want to eat.
We eat meat. We eat meat over here. Actually, you need to if you're gonna quit grains, you need to significantly increase your protein. But when it comes to meat, you want to try to source cruelty-free meat. That is the goal. Without the fucking hormones. Without the stress.
Now, is that how hard is that to come by though?
It's not. You just got to find your local butcher shop. Butcher shop, and you can go to some markets Sprouts, Whole Foods. My favorite is Natural Grocers, but it's not hard. You just got to stop going to Walmart.
You can't eat fast food really because that's all it is.
So there was they had a thing on the news this morning about the whole world kind of being infiltrated by those same people who are putting off certain health products that are actually
a lot of health
considerably
products,
not healthy.
Yeah, a lot of health products. Okay, so a lot of most of the things that you buy are being sold to you through its packaging, not through its contents. You first have to read to understand the contents, but even then, they do clever wording. So so
it's hard.
No. It's more
hard.
more than hard. Yeah. So even the stuff that we get that we want to say is half of the things that you want to say that is in a category of say whatever you want to say, whatever it is probably not there. It's probably done in some sort of corporate way to get it in that category. And honestly, these are the same companies that produce the health stuff. They produce the crap most of the time. So a lot of things you want to get more raw foods. A lot of things you want to get, from a butcher, from an actual, you want to start if you are going to do, you want to start baking your own damn bread even. The things you want to get to is more, just more realer food. But yes, packaging and clever wording like, hey, what is it called? Like flavored seasoning flavors or something. It'll have like a word at the end, and that'll literally be anything. Like they could put bark in there.
As a perfect example of what you're talking about, there's I can't remember the chicken, but Heritage Farms has a
all natural
GMO all natural chicken. But they don't tell you is that they're still plump because they put extra fat from other things, which are natural fats, but they're still injecting them into these chickens. So they call it all natural.
If you have a category that then has set defined rules of what fits into that category, and then you create a process that usurps that category, then you're not necessarily bound by that. And in business, you can hire people to research all day how to make you 10 cents off of everything, that you're producing to put that on the back end.
I'm on Fleek.
Or save 10 cents.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I mean on production. But you're going to get that on the back end.
You're making millions.
You're making millions. It's like they have people that do that.
I just want to say, can we all just divorce this illusion of the idea that money is the real thing? I know that it's very far-fetched. People are going to be like, oh, she's crazy. But, honestly, money only has value because we say it does. Literally, it's fucking fake.
Hold on.
It is
we don't even say it does.
Yeah, we don't even say it does. We just a part of the system.
Exactly.
Literally, I wish that, instead of being, this,
100%.
capitalistic sort of government. I wish that like our main driving goals was to like find ways to improve each other and the world by using the resources that are most accessible, that make sense to help us build the same things that we can build without the fucking power trip.
And this is when I plug Jock Fresco. I think you know who Jock Fresco is. Do you know who Jock Fresco is? So he's the one that coined the term resource-based economy.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
In which, I mean, it's just a really advanced system of managing your resources. So you don't have to like work a job. You can just go have a skill. And your skill can be something that you can employ back into the resources. But you can use you can use robots, artificial intelligence, shit we already have now, do all the laborious jobs. Like no one has to do any dangerous thing. It can all be managed within that system. But no one say you need a car, it's almost like how cars are now when you take an Uber or something. Like you just walk out and get in the car and you go where you gotta go. And you can just leave the car there. Like those scooters that we do right now. Like that's how transportation works. Same things with housing. You have a list, like how many people you got. Like we'll get the houses built, put you in the house. And we have different things like this that exist with the resources of the government, but it's been used against people that are in an economic disposition. So they're stuck in that environment that they control for them.
Can I say something about that real quick? It seems almost ignorant to not acknowledge the fact that we are a part of a cycling system.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now, granted, while we're alive, we need to entertain ourselves. You know what I mean? Or what we call fueling ourselves. So it's nice to have these conversations, most definitely for shortcomings.
Mm-hmm.
But when we talk about why we have those conversations, it comes into what's the long comings. So, and on a side note, you kind of poked the bear with a question that you posed to her earlier, like, are there certain bodies that can, handle things differently? I'm a firm believer in that.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that what you're saying is still true for a lot of people. There's no doubt about that. There is a wide range of human beings who will be affected by grains, a wide range of people who will be affected by smoking, but that doesn't stop you from understanding that people have lived their whole lives smoking.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know of people who've lived their whole lives smoking.
Like 80, 90, and like,
you know what I mean?
Regular ass, smoky ass life.
My grandpa died with a cigarette in his mouth. You know what I mean?
My uncle did.
I do understand the sentiment, though, of making sure that it's known that if gluten is killing you regardless of how you intake it, at least, like cigarettes, it should come with a warning label.
Hello.
And, okay, since we getting a little bit metaphysical here, right? What else does it do to you? Like,
I mean, because right now we're just getting gluten free.
No, if it's not,
I thought I was getting gluten for free when you was feeding me before. I was just getting free gluten.
You want to know the fun fact? Another fun fact about gluten is, so like when they first started making bread, like some people would get what they would call bread madness. You can look it up because because so like.
That's what I'm saying.
With gluten, it fucks with you on any level. Madness? It just depends on what it's gonna do to which person. Some people, it's psychologically, hormonal. Like you could have lupus, you could have alopecia, you can have asthma, you can have eczema. Almost fucking everybody got eczema. Like, and it just shows up in different degrees, and like it slowly progresses over time. You know, and if you get one autoimmune disease, you're likely to contract like at least 3 or 4 more. But all it is it's causing inflammation in the body. And so when your body gets inflamed, your white blood cells think it's like a virus, like, like an illness or something. It can't tell the difference because it works as a machine. And then from there, it just starts attacking and killing your own body, no matter what it is. Yours could be dry eyes,
So I want to, just pick on you a little bit. You mentioned like autoimmune, syndrome, whatever. Remember when we just called that AIDS?
Yeah.
And now we've watered it down to autoimmune deficiencies.
Oh shit!
Yeah. As it's like a normal thing.
Autoimmune deficiencies.
Not all autoimmune deficiencies are AIDS.
I mean, no. I mean, think of what is the, you know,
Auto-
what
auto-
is
But it is AIDS. It
what
is
is the
AIDS.
See, that's how it
abbreviation?
started.
That is how it started.
That's
but
how the term
but now
autoimmune-
it's larger. It encompasses even more things. But it is.
Yeah.
So my point is, you know, this is not something we've spoke in earlier days when we were younger. It's not a term that was used when we were younger. Autoimmune.
But then also it was a
Deficiencies.
scarier thing because we didn't know it as much. It was killing people at a higher rate. It was
Higher rate.
like
So who said it? Will Smith or
yeah,
Ice
you're
Cube?
right.
It's just getting filmed now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Right?
it's always
I mean,
been going on.
It's always been
It's
going
just
on.
now it's on
I'm not
camera.
saying that it isn't, and I'm saying it's affecting a lot of people. But what I'm saying is, like back then, it was more
You think it was more?
stigmata behind it. You know what I mean? Like it's just it was like a spooky thing.
I hear that. I
Yeah.
hear that.
Well, no, it ravaged the gay community. Like,
It still does.
like I have an
That's what I'm
uncle
saying.
that's
You can't say
gay, and
it's
he lived through that era, and he
Yeah.
was telling me like all his friends was just dropping, like all his friends were dying during that time. Like a lot of people died. It's kind of like how COVID started off, just like
Mhm.
got it cracking, and then once you kind of realize what it was and what you got to do, then you know.
But can I talk a bit about the money thing? Because I think that point we should hammer in on about how money doesn't have value, but us as human beings have value. Because I've been putting out this point for a while, and there's only so much I can talk about because I have a company, IO Possible, maybe doing things in the future about these things. So I might have to watch my mouth a little bit. But when it comes to human value, let's think about it. Let's think about the things that we value in this life. Anything that we may value. Let's put it on some sort of pedestal. Where is that value coming from? All right, well, let's take gold, for instance. You like gold. Everybody wants a gold chain, and you'll pay a whole lot for it. Well, how does that gold get its value? First, you have to find it. Somebody has to go into the ground, get it, and dig it up. Well, in order to make that happen, whether it be somebody who created a machine that does it, or if the person does it itself, there had to first initially be a human initiator. And that human initiator, whether it be through the efforts and energy they put in through their life, or an assessment that they make at some time, just saying this thing is valuable because gives it value. So in all instances and purposes, value derives from the individual. And that is because you exist to experience that thing. So out of your experience, you can then give value, you can assess, you can take value. You can say, this doesn't matter to me anymore. You can say, this does matter $1 billion, or it doesn't. That's stocks. Stocks are legitly people evaluating businesses for their worth and not the actual value that it's putting out into the world. So all of the money and things that we are trying to figure out has some sort of value is what we believe it has. But it's only driven from your participation and assumption of.
No doubt. So, as you were speaking about the, you know, when it comes to money in general, most of us know by now that the whole credit system is a fraudulent system.
Correct.
You know, they stopped the gold standard. Now, if you want to go further back to what gold is for, I mean, go to Google. Anybody could Google the origin of gold. And Google will tell you, I've looked this up on plenty of occasions in these conversations.
Yeah.
The purpose of gold for people as early as we could record back was just a part of natural resources which were given to the leaders of the tribes of those miners. So it was a system that we don't understand how came into place. As far as we can tell, gold had some use for people who knew what to do with it.
Yeah, and it's theories that people have been genetically modified to
Gather gold.
Yeah, to go
And then the
Well-
gold, and then the gold was gathered to be used in the ship to kind of go to Orion's belt, and you know.
Oh well, if you go that direction
yeah,
with it,
Well-
what you know?
you could.
Because of how
also-
much it could stand heat. And,
Yeah. All those
yeah,
things.
like how much radiation it could reflect.
And within the
heat it could
pyramids, so
reflect.
that the pyramids can
All
conduct
that.
electricity better and then
So,
actually shoot signals.
I'm glad you
Yeah.
said that because you were talking about esoteric knowledge.
Yeah, now we're getting into
And
it.
my thing is, I think, and this is.
Let's not spill these beans.
Yeah.
Keep it in the can.
YouTube gonna be like,
Shut him down now.
demonetized, erased.
No, but for real, fucking, a matter of
Stairway to
fact,
Heaven, Zachariah Ascension.
and I like that.
I'm sorry.
And the reason why I like Zachariah, because, he was one of the first people to tell us that black people were the giants.
You feel me?
Now, before we had men and women amongst us, we were just black giants. We were continuously reproduced by the creators themselves. That is what Zachariah Sitchins is preaching.
Before there was a male and a female, there was just a
No. There was no female here.
okay. It was just males.
Apparently, it was just male. Like the reason why Pangea works. Right, and the reason why it's much easier to understand how races became split apart, and how genetically modification. And this is all a science experiment. So when we was talking about esoteric knowledge was something that was put in place to hide the wisdom. It was
I feel
a
like
system.
esoteric knowledge was put in place through thought.
To what?
Thoth.
Yeah,
Thought.
he's pretty much the reason why we have all the secret schools of teachings, and
Now,
but that was his way of trying to drip feed it to us.
Thoth was in the book of Enoch. They addressed him in the book of Enoch. A lot.
I mean, the Emerald Tablets, my man.
Huh?
The Emerald Tablets as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the point I was making is, in general, there was purpose for gold that we still don't understand today. So when it comes to why we chase it, we still don't know because we don't even know the purpose of it. But what we do know is everything we do today is of experimentation. And if we are made in the image of the Creator, then you can best believe that that's part of it. You know what I mean? And the things that we value the most in this world and the things that we see are the system creators, they're what they value. Hence people, hence natural resources. You realize as a whole we ain't nothing but livestock.
Yeah.
Right, legit. We cows in this motherfucker.
But one thing I do have to say is that I think the hack in the system is the fact that we now have pretty much, digital divinations or, computer programs that allow us to do whatever the heck we may want mentally, but in some sort of way create narrative and context that people can follow.
Information transfer.
To give a subdivision like power in itself. We're seeing that happen in this whole decentralization movement with like Web3 and crypto and metaverse and all that. So what they're trying to figure out is a way to break away from all of these entities and set systems and have their and kind of define their own value. It's like make a new Bitcoin of their own that they can control, or some money that they can change value in, and that's their way of trying to break free from this system. But it's new. It's not necessarily new technology.
I have a question for you.
To human race.
Do you think any of y'all think that the money is here for us?
Any money is
like. What do you mean?
Like
the current USD.
Oh,
right now.
No.
You think it's here for us?
No, I just think it's a tool used.
It was a tool that was used to create a system to separate us from the others.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Well, really, maybe it's separating us from knowledge that there's people, because like, let's say money didn't exist. There's still people that are going to know more than you know.
You're talking about like manipulation, like of leadership and whatnot.
I think I'm about to say a Kanye quote, but I think he said like the most valuable thing is water, and second to that is knowledge or something.
Yay, 2024.
But then later he said knowledge was first, And then why?
Knowledge is first.
Later he said that.
Yeah. So we, you know, the man-made value that we give to these things that we create, that, you know, some of it has intrinsic value like gold, and some of it just has, you know, abstract value like money.
Well, I disagree that they all have that, you know, separation value. Everything just like this thing behind you. It's a system. Everything is a part of a system, and that includes us. You can just imagine you're a blood cell within the body of the earth.
The symbiotic relationship.
You know what I mean?
What you mean?
Seemed like you had something to say.
Oh.
I'm just ready to go off the grid. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Talk about it.
I don't really like these monetary systems. I don't really like technology, even though I'm on fucking live right now. I think that there are a lot of things that we just come up with and we play with because we're smart enough to do shit. So we be fucking around with a bunch of fucking shit. But like, we have lost our wisdom, I feel. Like, we just do shit because we can. We do shit out of greed. We do shit, you know, for a false sense of, like, power or security or, you know, things like that. I feel like most of the world is very disconnected and unaware. And I feel like if people just became more grounded, you know, if we just started paying attention to the actual earth itself, I feel like the universe will show you everything, you know? But I feel like a lot of people have lost their connection with it, so they don't even know, you know? But me, I know I live my life a little differently. So I see things differently. I feel things differently. And honestly, to me, this is just a shit show, and I'm ready to go. I want a mansion Earth ship far the fuck away from there. I want to grow my own fucking food. I don't, you know.
I'm in the middle. See, because, I grow, you know, I do plant. I do have garden, you know what I mean? All kind of vegetables that I've, you know, fucked with over the past, you know, course of 6 years. But essentially, I think I'm a firm believer that everything is everything. And everything is exactly where whoever made it knew it was going to be. Now, what I believe our issue is as people, not just black people, but white people, Asians, whoever you want to think about, is the idea of that stressful energy we feel impacted by systematic behavior. Your day-to-day systematic behavior, and, you know, not knowing why things are done the way they're done.
Yeah.
I think once you use this knowledge, there's nothing wrong with that technology, because somebody may be sitting next to you while you're going live one day and spit some shit to you never knew. You know what I mean? And right there, you got an audience. They got an audience. That knowledge gets out.
Spread the message.
You know what I mean? So, you know, it. Otherwise, you do away with technology, that knowledge don't get out.
I think it's balance.
Balance. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
But I'm with you on getting away from it all. I just know for me, I have to push the limits of what I can do with technology and see how I can use it to benefit people, to push society forward. So it's a tool. It's a tool just like everything else. And
I've heard.
I mean, go ahead.
I just wanted to complete my thought here that we're here on Earth experiencing this moment, and it felt like we were left here, right? Like there's no one here with us. But I think that they did leave something with us. We just have to go find it, and I think that's within spirituality. I think whether that's you having a routine or a discipline or something that gets you better connected with yourself, being more grounded with the earth, whatever it is that propagates love, because love is a hierarchy need of being a person. I think that is what we were left here with, and that is our connection back to the source of wherever we came from. So in this experiment, we weren't completely abandoned. We were just put in a challenging situation, and we still have to find out what the principles are and philosophies that are, older philosophies that we should be talking about philosophy at an earlier age, like the street talk, like philosophy.
I always bring that up on my babies.
Yeah.
I always bring up, I want to know what they're thinking about the world. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm always pushing that out their head. Even my 12-year-old who want to go emo and, you know, be a little standoffish and I'm better than everybody, you know, I'm going to stand out. I make sure to dig into their brain. I'm like, what you think about the world? How big you think the world is?
Yeah.
How far you think the sun is?
Yeah.
I don't want to know what somebody told you. I want to know what you think. And, you know, crazy enough, once we delved into it, and I think today's Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
This was today. This was this morning.
Nice.
I take them to school, and I'm like, you know, Layla, this is my 10-year-old. How far you think the sun is? And, you know, without even thinking, she say 20 billion miles. I say, shut up. You don't even know you don't even have a tangible understanding of miles. I want you to pick something that you understand at its biggest scale that you've seen with your own eyes and tell me how many you can estimate from this ground to that side. You know, and they'll surprise the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
These children, they thinking things that, you know, we thinking about today.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's kind of the quote I've been hearing lately explains this perfectly. They say the strong men make easy times. Those easy times make weak men. Those weak men make hard times. Those hard times make strong men.
Right.
That's the cycle I was talking about.
Yeah.
So, you know, these kids, I think they're coming into a better understanding, you know, and I feel we'll still see it in our lifetime. I believe in our lifetime. I'm not distraught from what we got going on right now because I know we're in a better place than, you know, 30% of the males dying in the 1600s from working oil rigs, working metallurgy, you know what I'm saying? Like working these dangerous jobs to build this foundation to make things easier.
The quality of life as a whole across the modernized world continues to grow, but the level of